चैप्टर 5 है इन्वायरमेंट एंड हेल्थ. Our health is linked to the environment we live in, the water we drink to the food we eat. From rural areas to dense cities, from the places we live to the place we work, and thus damage to our natural environment also results in damage to human health. Environmental factors such as lack of access of safe drinking water and sanitation, air pollution, and climate change contribute to 23% of all deaths worldwide. Environment is classified as internal environment. Second one is external environment. First, internal environment. The internal environment consists of each and every component of the body and their harmonious functions. External environment. The external environment consists of things to which we are exposed. अब आते हैं वाटर एंड हेल्थ. स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ हेल्थ ऑन क्वांटिटी, क्वालिटी एंड प्योरिटी ऑफ वाटर. A number of diseases are caused due to lack of safe drinking water. All over the world, पूरी दुनिया में अगर देखा जाए, इस अर्थ पे देखा जाए 71% या 70%, अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 71% जो सरफेस है वो वाटर कवर कर रखा है. इन्वायरमेंट में का मेन फैक्टर है वाटर. इसमें सोर्स ऑफ वाटर सप्लाई में देखेंगे. The source of water supply can be classified into the following two categories according to the ground surface water and underground sources water. Surface water. In this type of source, the surface runoff is available for water supply schemes. Usual forms of surface sources are as follows: lakes and streams, ponds, rivers, storage reservoir. Lakes and streams. A natural lake represents a large body of water within land. It may be used as source of water supply scheme for nearby localities. The quantity of runoff that goes to the lake should be accurately determined, and it should be seen that it is at least equal to the expected demand of locality. The water which is available from lakes and streams is generally free from undesirable impurities and can therefore be safely used for drinking purpose. Ponds. A pond is a man-made body of standing water smaller than a lake. Thus, ponds are formed due to excessive digging of ground for the construction of roads, houses, etc., and they are filled up with water in rainy season. A pond cannot be adopted as a source of water supply, and its water can only be used for washing of clothes or animals only. Rivers. Large rivers constitute the principal source of water supply scheme for many cities. The former rivers are snout and hence water flows in such rivers for all the seasons. The latter type of rivers dries in summer either wholly or partly, and in monsoon heavy flood visits them. For such types of rivers, it is desirable to store the excess water of flood in monsoon by constructing dams across such rivers. This stored water may then be used in summer. Storage reservoir. An artificial lake formed by the construction of dam across a valley is termed as a storage reservoir. It essentially consists of the following three parts: a dam to hold water, a spillway to allow the excess water to flow, a gate chamber containing necessary valves for regulating the flow of water. At present, this is rather the chief source of water supply scheme for very big cities. Second one is underground sources. In this type of source, the water that has percolated into the ground is brought on the surface. The entrance of rainwater or melted snow into ground is referred to as infiltration. Infiltration. The movement of water after entrance is called percolation. Forms of underground sources: infiltration galleries, infiltration wells, springs, wells. Infiltration galleries. An infiltration gallery is horizontal or nearly horizontal tunnel which is constructed through water bearing strata, horizontal wall. Well, the gallery is usually constructed of brick walls with slab roof. The gallery obtains its water from water bearing strata by various porous drain pipes. अब बात करते हैं स्प्रिंग्स की। स्प्रिंग्स अंडरग्राउंड सोर्सेज में एक सेकंड फॉर्म है इसका। स्प्रिंग, व्हेन ग्राउंड वाटर अपीयर्स एट द सरफेस फॉर एनी रीजन, स्प्रिंग्स आर फॉर्म्ड. They serve as source of water supply for small towns, especially near hills or bases of hills. Some springs discharge hot water due to presence of sulfur and other minerals in their formation. These hot springs cannot be used to supply water for domestic purposes, but hot water is found to cure some of the human disorders. Third, infiltration well. These are constructed with open joints. The water percolates through these joints and gets collected in the wells. The top of the wells are covered with RCC slab having manhole for inspection. Again, the water from the infiltration well gets collected in a jack well. Then the water from the jack well is pumped out and stored in a storage reservoir. The quality of water is good and it requires no treatment. The quantity of water from this source is suitable for water supply scheme. Well, an artificial hole made into the ground for tapping underground water is known as well. The well may be of two types, open well and tube wells. The open well draws water from the topmost layer. The diameter of this well varies from 1 meter to 2 meter and the depth varies from 20 meter to 30 meter depending upon the nature of soil and the water table. The water from this source is not suitable for drinking purpose. The tube well draws water from the deeper most previous layer. The diameter and the depth of this well vary from 37 mm to 150 mm and 100 meter to 200 meter respectively. Such well may be shallow or deep. The deep tube well is considered the best source of water for any water supply scheme. अब आते हैं वाटर पॉल्यूशन में, देखते हैं क्या होता है। वाटर पॉल्यूशन इज द कंटामिनेशन ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज यूजुअली एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज, और वाटर पॉल्यूशन इज द रिलीज ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस इनटू बॉडीज ऑफ वाटर दैट मेक्स वाटर अनसेफ फॉर ह्यूमन यूज। अकॉर्डिंग टू WHO, polluted water is water whose composition has been changed to the extent that it is unusable. The main water pollutants include bacteria, viruses, parasites, fertilizers, pesticides, pharmaceutical products, nitrates, phosphates, plastics, fecal waste, and even radioactive substances. These substances do not always change the color of the water. They are often invisible pollutants. Causes of water pollution. It is sometimes caused by nature. The most common cause of poor quality water is human activity and its consequences such as global warming. First one is global warming. Rising global temperatures caused by carbon dioxide emission heat the water, reducing its oxygen content. Second one is deforestation. It decreases soil infiltration of water and increases soil erosion. A lower level of soil infiltration and a higher flux of sediment and a higher level of turbidity. Thus deforestation decreases access to clean drinking water. Third one is industry or agriculture. Agriculture is the reason human can live in the world today. It is a necessary means of survival without which human cannot live. Causes. A. Pesticides and fertilizers. The earliest source of pollution has been pesticides and fertilizers. Once they have been sprayed, it does not disappear completely. Some of it mixes with the water and seeps into the ground. The rest is absorbed by the plant itself. As a result, the local streams that are supplied water from the ground become contaminated, as do the animals that eat these crops and plants. Contaminated water used for irrigation is one further source of pollution. Much of the water we use comes from groundwater reservoirs, canals, and through the rains. Fecal water dumping. The water contaminated with feces containing pathogens that cause infectious diseases such as cholera and other diarrheal diseases, dysentery, and enteric fevers. Enteric fevers means typhoid. Types of water. These are following types of water. First one is tap water, a piped water supply. Tap water is found everywhere, from the water that flushes in kitchen and laboratories. Mineral water. Mineral water is full of minerals including sulfur, magnesium, and calcium. Third, spring or glacier water. Spring or glacier water should be relatively clean and free of toxins. They also contain many of the same helpful minerals found in mineral water. Sparkling water. It is carbonated water or soda water. Sparkling water is infused with carbon dioxide gas while under pressure. Distilled water. This type of water is boiled and the steam is collected and condensed back into a liquid. These are no vitamins. There are no vitamins and minerals in distilled water. Purified water. It is usually tap or groundwater which has been treated to remove harmful substances like bacteria, fungi, and parasites. Infused water or flavored water. Flavored water is water that's sweetened with either sugar or artificial sweeteners and contains natural or artificial flavorings. Alkaline water. It has a higher pH level than normal tap water and contains alkaline minerals and negative oxidation reduction potential. Whale water. It comes straight from the ground, though it's untreated and carries with it a number of risks. Purification of water. अब आते हैं प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर। वाटर को कैसे प्यूरिफाई किया जा सकता है? तो अगर लार्ज स्केल पे करना है तो इसमें प्रोटेक्शन, सबसे पहले स्टोरेज, फिर प्रोटेक्शन, कोआगुलेशन, सेडिमेंटेशन, फिल्ट्रेशन, डिसइंफेक्शन। अब देखते हैं इसमें क्या किया जाता है। पहला है प्रोटेक्शन। वाटर सोर्सेज मस्ट बी प्रोटेक्टेड फ्रॉम human feces and also from human and animal contact. Storage. It is done in artificial or natural reservoir for 10 to 14 days. Considerable amount of purification up to 90% occur due to physical, chemical and biological changes. सबसे पहले ये क्लियर करना होता है कि जहाँ पे स्टोर कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो आर्टिफिशियल रिजर्वायर हो या नेचुरल रिजर्वायर हो, वो क्लीन हो, प्रॉपर तरीके से साफ हो, तभी वहाँ पे वाटर स्टोर कर सकते हैं। और सिर्फ 10 से 14 दिन के लिए ही स्टोर कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि रुका हुआ पानी पिया नहीं जाता है। प्रोटेक्शन अब इसके बाद देखा जाए, स्टोर तो कर रही है लेकिन उसको प्रोटेक्ट करना होता है ह्यूमन, एनिमल से या फिशेस से प्रोटेक्ट करना होता है। उसके बाद कोआगुलेशन एंड सेडिमेंटेशन। कोआगुलेटिंग एजेंट्स आर एडेड टू कोआगुलेट और सेडिमेंट द impurities present in the water. Coagulation involves the addition of compounds that promote the clumping of fine particles into larger so that they can be more easily separated from the water. Coagulation and sedimentation processes are used in wastewater treatment and water treatment. Filtration. It removes 98 to 99% of bacteria and other impurities. There are two types of filters now in use: slow sand filter and rapid sand filter. Slow sand filter का ये डायग्राम है, जिसमें एक साइड से रा वाटर डालते हैं तो फाइन सैंड्स नीचे बैठ जाएंगे, सेडिमेंटेशन या कोआगुलेशन करें तो, और टर्बिडिटी ऊपर साफ दिखेगी। फिर एक क्लियर वेल है, जहाँ से जो वाटर क्लियर होते जा रहा है वो वहाँ पे इकट्ठा होगा, फिर उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर लेंगे। ये इसका डायग्राम है। स्लो सैंड फिल्टर, फिल्ट्रेशन रेट इसमें है 0.015 to 0.15 GPM पर FT²। अब आते हैं रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर। रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर और रैपिड ग्रेविटी फिल्टर इज अ टाइप ऑफ फिल्टर यूज्ड इन वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन and is commonly used in municipal drinking water facilities. पांचवा है इसमें डिसइंफेक्शन। Disinfectant like bleaching powder and chlorine tablets or powder are used for disinfecting the reserve water. अब फिल्टर्स देखते हैं, जो स्लो सैंड फिल्टर और रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर था। स्लो सैंड फिल्टर, द फिल्टर कंसिस्ट ऑफ वाटरी बेड ऑफ ग्रेडेड सैंड एंड अंडर drainage system and a system of filter control. As the filter start working, the surface of sand bed gets covered with a slimy growth called as vital layer, which is gelatinous from the life including bacteria. This layer removes organic matter, oxidizes ammonical nitrogen into nitrates and retains the bacteria. Rapid sand filters. The steps involved in rapid sand filters are coagulation with alum or fitkiri at a dose of 4 to 50 milligram per liter. Rapid mixing. It is a mixing chamber in which water is kept for a few minutes. It involves dissemination of alum. Flocculation. Flocculation is a chamber in which water is allowed for 20 minutes. It contains number of paddles which rotate at 2 to 4 rpm rotation per minute. This gentle stirring leads to the formation of thick white flocculated precipitate of aluminum hydroxide. Sedimentation. Here the water is detained for 2 to 6 hours. Now the impurities with fluctuated particles and bacteria settle down. फिल्ट्रेशन. रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर में फिल्ट्रेशन एक प्रोसेस है जिसको देखते हैं अब क्या होता है. इट इज डन इन सैंड बेड्स with a surface area with 900 square feet. River alum 4 to 50 milligram per liter. Mixing chamber few minutes के लिए वहाँ रखते हैं. Flocculation chamber 2 to 4 rotation per minute पे सेट करते हैं उसको. 30 minutes flocculate settle down as aluminum hydroxide. Sedimentation tank 2 to 6 hours flocculates plus impurities plus bacteria. Filters. फिर उसमें क्लोरीन ऐड करते हैं. क्लियर वाटर स्टोरेज. फिर कंजप्शन करते हैं. इसमें एक टर्म था डिसइंफेक्शन. उसमें पहला डिसइंफेक्शन करते हैं क्लोरीनेशन. क्लोरीनेशन इट इज़ द एडिशन ऑफ क्लोरीन इन फिल्टर्ड वाटर फॉर प्यूरिफिकेशन. मैकेनिज्म. व्हेन क्लोरीन इज एडेड टू वाटर हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड एंड hypochlorous acids are formed. Hydrochloric acid is neutralized by the alkaline and hypochlorous acid ionized to form hydrogen ion and hypochlorite ion. इसका रिएक्शन है. Principles of chlorination. Water should be clear, free from turbidity. Chlorine demand. Chlorine needed to destroy bacteria, to oxidize organic matter and to neutralize the ammonia in water. Free residual chlorine for a contact period of 1 hour is essential. Breakpoint. Point when chlorine demand of water is met and free residual chlorine appears. Breakpoint chlorination. Chlorination beyond the breakpoint. The principle of breakpoint chlorination is to sufficient chlorine so that 0.5 milligram per liter free residual chlorine is present in the water after 1 hour of contact time. Dose of chlorine. Chlorine demand plus free residual chlorine. Health and air. The atmosphere of Earth is the layer of gases commonly known as air. Impurities of air. Gases come from car and truck exhaust, factories, dust, pollen, mold spores, volcanoes and wildfires. Sources of air pollution. These are 4 main types of air pollution sources. Middle source such as cars, buses, planes, trucks and trains. Stationary sources such as power plants, oil refineries, industry facilities and factories. Area sources such as agricultural area, cities and wood burning fireplaces. Natural sources such as wind blown dust, wildfires and volcanoes. Air pollution. Air pollution is a mixture of solid particles and gases in the air, or air pollution is the presence of substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living organisms. Air pollution causes a number of diseases ranging from asthma to cancer, pulmonary illness and heart disease. Air pollution is the largest contributor to the number of diseases from the environment. 1/3 deaths from stroke, lung cancer and heart disease are due to air pollution. Microscopic pollutants in the air can slip past our body's defenses, penetrating deep into our respiratory and circulatory system, damage our lungs, heart and brains. Effect of air pollution on health and environment. Global warming. Global warming is a direct consequence of the greenhouse effect. which is produced by the high emission of carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. Most of these emissions are produced by the industry. Acid rain. The gases emitted by industries, power plants, boilers, heating and transport are very toxic. Those gases include sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides issued into the atmosphere that come from fossil fuels burning. When those substances accumulate in the atmosphere and react with water, they form dilute solution of nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and when those concentrations become rain, both the environment and surfaces suffer. Respiratory health problems. Pollutants can cause respiratory illness and allergies ranging from coughs to asthma, cancer to emphysema. Inhalation of toxic agents directly affects the lungs and other organs that make up the respiratory system. Also, poor oxygenation can lead to cardiovascular problems. Noise pollution. Noise pollution can be defined as any disturbing or unwanted noise that interferes or harms human or wildlife. Noise pollution has a negative impact on wildlife species by reducing habitat quality, increasing stress levels, and marking other sounds. According to the World Health Organization, sound levels less than 70 decibel are not damaging to living organisms regardless of how long or consistent the exposure is. This type of pollution is so omnipresent, widespread in today's society that we often fail to even notice it anymore. Street traffic sounds from cars, buses, pedestrians, ambulances, etc. Construction sounds like drilling or other heavy machinery operations. Airports with constant elevated sounds from air traffic, that is, planes taking off or landing. Workplace sounds often common in open space offices. Constant loud music in or near commercial venues. Industrial sounds like fans, generator, compressors, mills, train stations, traffic. Hearing range. It can be defined as the range of frequency that can be heard by humans or other animals. The human range is commonly given as 20 to 20,000 Hz. Effect of noise pollution on human. Noise pollution can be hazardous to our health in various ways. Hypertension. In this case, a direct result of noise pollution caused elevated or raised blood levels for a longer period of time. Hearing loss. It can be directly caused by noise pollution, whether listening to loud music in your headphones or being exposed to loud drilling noise at work. Heavy air or land traffic are separate incidents in which noise levels reach up to 140 decibel for adults or 120 decibel for children. Sleep disturbance. These are usually caused by constant air or land traffic at night, and they are a serious condition in that they can affect everyday performance and lead to serious diseases. Child development. Children appear to more sensitive to noise pollution, and a number of noise pollution related diseases and dysfunctions are known to affect children. Effect of noise pollution on wildlife and marine life. Thousands of oil drills, sonars, seismic survey devices, coastal recreational watercraft, and shipping vessels are now populating our waters, and that is a serious cause of noise pollution for marine life. अब आते हैं solid waste disposal. Solid waste are discarded or left over solid materials. The inadequate and insanitary disposal of infected human feces leads to the contamination of the groundwater and of sources of water. There are a number of communicable and non-communicable diseases related to wastewater. Some of pathogenic organisms frequently found in feces, urine, etc. are as follows. बैक्टीरिया इस्चेरिचिया कोलाई जो कि डायरिया कॉज करता है, सैल्मोनेला टाइफाइड कॉज करता है, विब्रियो कॉलेरी जो कि कॉलेरा कॉज करता है। वायरसेस में देखें पोलियो वायरसेस में है पोलियो, रोटा वायरस, इंटेरिटाइटिस, प्रोटोजोआ, एंटामीबा हिस्टोलिटिका, अमीबियासिस, जियार्डिया इंटेस्टाइनालिस, जियार्डियासिस, हेलमिन्थ एस्कैरिस, lumbricoids, roundworm, Ancylostoma, duodenal, hookworm. A large number of components like heavy metals, organic compounds, detergent, etc. contaminate water in industrialized urban areas. Transmission of diseases through solid waste. Pathogen in excreta, soil, solid waste, surface water and waste water. फ्लाइज, हैंड्स, फ्लाइज से भी सरफेस वाटर और वेस्ट वाटर में जाता है और फ्लाइज से एग्रीकल्चर में आता है। सेफ सरफेस वाटर एंड वेस्ट वाटर से ग्राउंड वाटर और सरफेस वाटर तक जाता है। अब देखते हैं यहाँ से कहाँ जाता है। ये लेवल तक हो गया। अब इस लेवल की बात करें, फूड में एग्रीकल्चर से जाएगा, फ्लीज से जाएगा और हाथ से जाएगा। ठीक, वाटर सप्लाई में ग्राउंड वाटर से जाएगा और सरफेस वाटर से जाएगा। अगर कोई स्विमिंग कर रहा है तो स्विमिंग ग्राउंड वाटर और सरफेस वाटर से अटैच है। अब ये सब मिल करके पैथोजन इंटर्स ह्यूमंस सब मिल के वाटर सप्लाई, फूड, स्विमिंग, हैंड्स और सॉइल ये सब है। ठीक, कंट्रोल ऑफ सॉलिड वेस्ट पॉल्यूशन एक बार और इसे देख लेंगे ध्यान से। पैथोजन इन एक्सक्रीटा, हैंड्स, फ्लीज, सरफेस वाटर एंड वेस्ट वाटर, सॉलिड वेस्ट, सॉइल, एग्रीकल्चर, ग्राउंड वाटर एंड सरफेस वाटर, फूड, वाटर सप्लाई, स्विमिंग, पैथोजन इंटर्स ह्यूमंस। कंट्रोल ऑफ सॉलिड वेस्ट पॉल्यूशंस। Disposal. It is done most commonly through a sanitary landfill or through incineration. In it, solid waste is placed in a suitably selected and prepared landfill site in a prescribed manner. The waste material is spread out and compacted with appropriate heavy machinery. The waste is covered each day with a layer of compacted soil. Incineration. It is the process of burning municipal solid waste in a properly designed furnace under suitable temperature or operating conditions. It reduces the municipal solid waste by about 90%. Composting. Bacterial decomposition of organic components of the municipal waste result in the formation of compost, and the process is known as composting. It helps in disposal of solid waste, disposal of night soil, and production of valuable manure for crops. Recycling. It means reusing some components of the waste that may have some economic value. Recycling conserves resources, reduce the energy used during manufacture, and also reduced pollution. Resource recovery या pyrolysis. It is a kind of destructive distillation of the waste in which the solid waste are heated in pyrolysis reactor at 650 to 1000 degrees Celsius in oxygen depleted environment. By this process, the chemical constituents and chemical average of some organic waste are recovered. The organic constituents split up into gaseous liquid and gaseous fractions like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, tar, methane, etc. Source reduction. It is one of the fundamental ways to reduce waste. This can be done by using less material when making a product, reusing products, designing products, पैकेजिंग टू रिड्यूस देयर क्वांटिटी। अगला टर्म है, अगली टॉपिक है मेडिकल इंटेमोलॉजी, द ब्रांच ऑफ इंटेमोलॉजी विच डील्स विद आर्थ्रोपॉड्स अफेक्टिंग द हेल्थ एंड सेफ्टी ऑफ मैन एंड वर्टिब्रेट एनिमल इज कॉल्ड मेडिकल इंटेमोलॉजी। मेडिकल entomology or public health entomology, also called as veterinary entomology, is focused upon insects and arthropods that impact human health. These arthropods include diphtheria, Diptera, Hemiptera, Thysanoptera, Thyroptera, and Siphonoptera. This can cause allergic reactions and vector diseases to humans. अब आते हैं आर्थ्रोपॉड्स बॉर्न डिजीजेस। आर्थ्रोपॉड्स फॉर्म अ मेजर ग्रुप ऑफ डिजीजेस वेक्टर with mosquitoes, fleas, sand fleas, lice, fleas, ticks and mites transmitting a huge number of diseases. Arthropod borne diseases viral में yellow fever, encephalitis, dengue fever, rift valley fever, बैक्टीरिया में प्लेग, पैरासिटिक में मलेरिया, फाइलेरियासिस, लिस्टमेनियोसिस, रिकेट्सियल टाइफस, क्यू फीवर, स्पाइरोचिटल, रिलैप्सिंग फीवर। अब देखेंगे आर्थ्रोपॉड्स और उनसे डिजीजेस जो कि ट्रांसमिट होते हैं। हाउस फ्लाई, डिसेंट्री, इंटेरिक फीवर, कॉलेरा, ट्रैकोमा, सैल्मोनेलोसिस एंड टॉपिकल अल्सर, हाउस फ्लाई, tularemia and anthrax, mosquito, malaria and filaria, yellow fever and dengue, filariasis, Japanese encephalitis and arboviruses, oceanicid fly, oceanid fly, streptococcal dermatitis, nephritis, black fly, onchocerciasis, river blindness, soft ticks, typhus fever, tularemia, sand fleas, leishmaniasis, black fever and sand fly fever, lice, epidemic louse fever, French fever, mites, scrub, typhus fever, rickettsial pox, itch mites, scabies, winged bugs, chagas disease, fleas, plague and endemic typhus fever. Arthropod control. The methods used for controlling arthropods are environmental control. The methods of environmental control includes removal of breeding places, filling and drainage operations, carefully planned water management, provisions of piped water supply, proper system of refuse disposal, cleanliness in and around houses, and intensive health education of the community. These methods produce long-lasting results. Chemical control. The methods of chemical control are affected by various insecticides belonging to organochlorine, organophosphorus, and carbamate compounds available for vector control. Some arthropods are, however, resistant to these insecticides. लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ मॉस्किटो देख लें एक बार। egg, larva, pupa, adult। लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ हाउस फ्लाई, एग, लार्वा, प्यूपा, एडल्ट, दोनों की लाइफ साइकिल सेम है।